investigate all of the allegations.
Well, investigate more. I mean, because it's like, you know, it's supposed to be a safe space, you know, it's supposed to be a safe place for kids. And like, to hear all about that is just like, how dare you, you know?
I have to ask this question. What makes people speak out in the industry and what makes others stay silent, especially when allegations are surrounding children? Is it self-preservation? Is it concerns, legal concerns? Maybe that adult celebrity was a victim as well. Let's talk about something real quick that popped into my feed. Jennie Garth started alongside with Amanda Bynes in Dan Schneider's What I Like About You, shared her thoughts on her co-star and allegations against the former Nickelodeon showrunner Dan Schneider. Apparently, Jennie isn't interested in rehashing any of her WB days. 2 weeks after the explosive docuseries Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV was released, the 51-year-old reflected on her relationship with What I Like About You co-creator Dan Schneider and co-star Amanda Bynes. Garth told The Hollywood Reporter in an article published March 30th, "I don't want to talk about Dan Schneider ever again in my life." Jennie then shared that she hasn't spoken with Amanda Bynes since the documentary dropped. She added, "I just love her and I would love to see her at any point." Now, Kenan Thompson did make a statement about the allegations in the Tamron Hall show, which I thought was fantastic. Listen to what he had to say.
All of our little sister, and we've all been very protective of her. We had to watch out for our little ones. Amanda was the sweetest, happiest girl, and she loved to laugh. She was an explosion of bright innocence and joy. I connected with her because she was laser focused like me and had a very sweet, supportive family. Unfortunately, some leeches sent her down a dark path. When she went left for a little while, we all were sad. I cared about her, and I still do. She's good people.
So Kenan says that unfortunately some leeches sent her on a dark path. When she went left for a while, we were all sad. I cared about her and I still do. She's good people. So kind of makes you wonder a little bit of like what leeches specifically, industry, family, like friends, influences, who exactly Dan Schneider, like who is Keenan referencing here? And I think that this was such a interesting way to address what has happened with Amanda Bynes. Um, Shout out to him. I think that this was very well said, right?
Your love for your support of Amanda. And you know, the big story in the room, as you know, is this documentary called Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV. It is a series that I've watched. I know you haven't seen it, and I understand why. You didn't participate in it. You're not quoted in it, but it is an investigation into allegations of sexual abuse, racism, sexism, and more at Nickelodeon by a show creator, Dan Schneider, who played a part in creating some of the work that you did there. Schneider produced all that for 4 seasons and executive produced Keenan and Kathy just for 1 season.
Yeah, I mean,
I know
tough.
this is hard.
It's a tough subject, because it's tough for me because like I can't really speak on things that I never witnessed. You know what I'm saying? Because all these.
So Keenan is saying he can't really speak on things he's never witnessed, right? But he does feel for Amanda and those in those allegations. At least that's what I'm picking up. What makes Keenan make this statement versus someone like Jennie Garth, who was like, I don't ever want to talk about Dan Schneider. I don't like. Is it possible that Jennie experienced something that maybe Keenan didn't? I don't know. But I was reading a little bit out there on social media. Some folks feel like this is Jennie not wanting to address maybe some things that she saw that she looked away from. Some folks feel that way. Some people feel like she's not being very forthcoming, being complicit, complacent. And I'm just repeating what I've read out in the blogs and stuff.
Happened after I left, basically, and Dan wasn't really on Keenan and Kel like that. I mean, he got created by credit, but it was a different showrunner, so our worlds weren't really like overly, overlapping like that outside of all that necessarily. And then all that negativity kind of started happening outside of like our tenure there. You know what I mean? So like I wasn't really aware of a lot of it, but my heart goes out to, anybody that's been victimized or their families, you know what I mean? I mean, like I think it's a good thing that the doc is out and it's, putting things, on display that need to be, stories that need to be told for this, accountability's sake. But it's definitely tough to watch because I have fond memories of that place, and I have fond memories of, my co-stars and stuff like that. So to hear that they've gone through terrible things like that is it's really tough.
I don't get the sense that Keenan would keep anything like this quiet, if that makes sense. And just based on his quote, I don't know the man personally, but I do feel like he's kind of in this journey where he's like, willing to tell whatever he needs to tell if he witnessed something or saw something. But I mean, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, of course.
We did reach out to Dan Schneider's team, and they directed us to a response that he posted on YouTube. We also reached out, of course, to the production company, and they said that they investigate all of these things, investigate all of the allegations.
Well, investigate more.
He said, investigate more. Do it. I'm down for that. Go for it. That was perfect. That was a great response. Shout out to him.
I mean, because it's like, you know, it's supposed to be a safe space. It's supposed to be a safe place for kids. And like to hear all about that is just like.
What do you guys think about Jennie Garth's comment where she said, I don't want to talk about Dan Schneider ever again in my life? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Rabbits out.